Welcome to the Century National Bank High School Football Game of the Week on WHIZ-TV, presented by Century National Bank. Whatever's on your project list, let's talk loans. And brought to you in part by Kokona's Furniture and Mattress First in South Zanesville. Zanesville and Route 79 just south of Heath, always making it easier for you to furnish your home. By Fink's Quality Cars and RVs, Fink's Harley-Davidson, Fink's Southside Collision, and Fink's Easy Leasing and Rental. By Norvell's Hearing Centers in Zanesville and Cambridge, always here for you. By Denny's Classic Diner. And by Foxfire Schools, free public alternative education serving students grades K through 12. Scoreboards are provided by the Fink's family of motor vehicles and services with instant replay coverage, courtesy the Ohio Educational Credit Union. 24/7 banking convenience wherever and whenever you need it. In today's game, the New Lexington Panthers travel to New Concord to take on the Muskies. This is the Century National Bank High School Football Game of the Week.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Game of the Week here on WHIZ-TV, brought to you by Century National Bank. I'm Kevin Rouch, alongside, as always, the coach, Doug Clifford. And, Coach, we had a whale of a game last week. This John Glenn team hosting tonight on the road at Tri-Valley kicked a field goal from 38 yards. Score Perkins booted it through for the win late in that one. We followed the John Glenn bus over to New Concord. We'll see them again tonight, taking on New Lex. But before we talk about this one, last week's game's one of the best that we've ever broadcast. I had a great time, and I think it's because the play was good, the coaching was good, and we just had a lot of excitement coming down the stretch.
Well, it was. We didn't have any 35-minute delays on calls. We had, I mean, there was very few penalties. It was a great game. I saw Coach Matt Edwards before the game, and I told him, I said, we had a box of Ajax scrub pads if we needed to, wipe off any more smiles that were remaining. He said, don't worry, there's no smiles here. And, I mean, instantly his entire staff went into the most serious collective face I've ever seen. But they're ready to play tonight. They're ready for the Panthers.
They are indeed. And, in fact, now they put themselves in the driver's seat to at least get a part of the league championship. We look at the standings, and you see Sheridan, John Glenn, each with just one loss. Philo, Tri-Valley with 2. Maysville, who we'll see next week at their place, with 3. New Lex coming in tonight has 3. So still bunched up in that group. New Lex comes in, a team that we saw early against West Muskingum, and boy, they obviously played well in that game, scored a lot of points. They're just a game behind when you look at the season itself in this game tonight. They're at 5-3. John Glenn comes in at 6-2. So we expect to see a good offense. The question is, how does John Glenn's defense, which is so good, are they able to stop New Lex and let their offense operate?
Well, New Lex has never made any premise that they're going to drive the ball on 20 plays and get a touchdown. They're a big play offense. That's how they've been all season. Their defense gives up a good many yards in a rushing game. But right now, Coach Edwards for John Glenn says he thinks that the skilled players for New Lexington match up with his skilled players as well as any team they've seen this year. So there should be some interesting matchups in the secondary tonight.
Boy, they're going to be, I'll tell you, speed is going to be the key tonight. We'll see who can outrun whom, as you say, in that secondary. That may be where it all happens. You called it last week, talking about the fact that it may be a turnover late. It ended up being Score Perkins' interception late in that game against Tri-Valley that then set him up to kick the field goal. Well, you were talking that he was on social media this week. There was a picture of him. Right. It just didn't get any better than that for him.
Oh, no. I mean, Score definitely, with that fourth quarter interception, raised my IQ in the broadcast booth about 50 points. That was I think it was the only turnover in the game.
It was. And it didn't happen until very late.
That's right. And the guy that makes the interception kicks the extra point. I mean, it sounded like something that Spielberg wrote up.
Right. If you wrote it, you'd go, I don't know if it's believable or not. And, in fact, he will be kicking off tonight as we look down the John Glenn bench. Now we're out there. You see Score Perkins, ace number 7. He will kick it off to New Lexington. And they go to the onside right away. Do they get it?
I think the New Lexington Panthers fell on that. I think somebody caught on about the third hop.
But it was very close.
Well, New Lexington's kickoff return team was lined up in an onside return formation. They had 4 guys right behind the front 5. and two guys deep by themselves. So I think they
here we go, watching it
they
again.
sniffed that out. Number 7 picked that off.
And so they had
Hunter Kellogg.
And he's a backup quarterback. So
heads up play.
Yeah, it was. And so good field position. A little bit of a calculated risk by the John Glenn Muskies. Logan Ratliff, the quarterback. He's going to keep it himself, and he's got lots of
gone.
And
Goodbye.
he may go.
Goodbye.
20, 10, 5 heads to the
It's a
outside,
touchdown.
And it is a touchdown from 55 yards out. Logan Ratliff just like that.
Nothing like a one-play drive.
And you can see John Glenn did not have a safety on his side as they were going for the running back Vance on the zone read. And I would say that Ratliff read the read there, or made the read pretty well.
Oh, man. I'd say his reading level is college right now.
That is just incredible.
They're going to go for 2, Kevin.
And it's back to Vance. He'll take the direct snap, usually a running back, and he will be hit, and it will be short of the goal line, so it'll remain 6-0. But wow. An onside kick that New Lex gets on. The next play goes 55 yards. The quarterback, Logan Ratliff, puts his team up 6-0. We'll take a quick break. More action right after this. Coach, it didn't take much time to get the excitement rolling here tonight, huh?
Well, you know, it kind of reminds me of the, the Crooksville-Coshocton game. We had 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns the first 2 plays of the game. So now we had an onside kick attempt and a one-play touchdown drive by the Panthers. I'd say the John Glenn Muskies realize right now they're in a ball game.
Let's see if they'll kick deep. They're going to squib it down the middle, taking it about the 12-yard line. And it's Emerson, and he'll have a nice return out close to the 40-yard line. In fact, he'll get to the 41. So good field position for John Glenn, but they got to be a little shocked on that sideline. Their defense so good this season, and they got out of position and only had to beat one guy, and he did that at the line of scrimmage, did Logan Ratliff.
Nobody accounted for the quarterback on that read play, and, I mean, it wasn't like somebody missed a tackle and he scored. There wasn't anybody
Nobody at the
anywhere
second level,
close
not a
to
linebacker,
him.
not a DB.
When he gained 8 yards, that was it. He was behind everybody.
So Williams now brings his squad out. Let's see how they answer. And New Lex defense pretty stout up the middle.
On paper, New Lexington doesn't have much of a rush defense, but unfortunately, you don't play on paper.
So it was Wellmeyer. He'll have a couple of yards on his first play. So 2nd down and 8. The quick throw complete. And running room down the sideline.
Look
Here
out!
you go.
Look out!
Oh,
Oh!
he just tripped up at the 5-yard line.
Shoestring tackle.
Made by Connor Back.
We may have to, these guys may have to change shoes at halftime. Their cleats are going to be worn out.
Oh, it's crazy.
Well, they're going to go hurry up offense here. They're lined up already, Kevin.
So the ball set. And it's Emerson headed outside and not much there.
Well, that's a great recovery by the New Lexington defense because John Glenn, they ran down the field and lined up. New Lex was still trying to get in position when that ball was snapped.
So 2nd down and goal. Williams will put Emerson in motion. And he will make the read to Wellmeyer, who will run into the end zone. So he goes the final 6 yards, and we are tied up at 6.
Right up the middle. Right up the middle. Nice cut back. Get in the end zone. Nice run. Yeah, it's the same type of running we saw Wellmeyer do last week. He's a tough back. Runs between the tackles. Great drive. Great answer by the John Glenn Muskies to come back and push that one in the end zone.
And the kick up, and it is good. And that is the margin of the lead. 7-6. John Glenn leads it. We'll take a quick timeout. We haven't even played 2 minutes of this game yet, and both teams have scored. Back after this. So, Coach, we did this at Crooksville when they played Coshocton, and the 2 kickoffs are returned.
Yep.
This time we've had a total now of 4 offensive plays.
2 touchdowns.
And a couple of touchdowns, right?
An extra point, yep. An onside kick, and a partridge in a pear tree.
So to be scorer Perkins to kick off. Beautiful shot down there at the field level. And it will go into the end zone. He crushed that one.
He did. That was in the back of the end zone on the fly.
So that'll come out to the 20-yard line. Let's see if John Glenn adjusts the defense a little bit.
I think they better cover up the quarterback.
Well, and it's just weird that they had no linebackers, or I think they just bit on the handoff.
Well, Logan Ratliff, he held on to that ball forever on that fake, and everybody just bit on it. No doubt about that.
Ratliff, the quarterback. And this time he's going to hand it off, and really a great defensive effort. I think that's Marshall Tigner.
No gain on that play.
So no gain to Vance, his first carry. And quickly up to the line, New Lexington. They're not going to waste much time. And Vance again. And again, just not much there. Pretty stout up front.
Well, it's very stout up front. John Glenn's defense does not give up a lot of yards. I'm sure they had quite an inspirational talk after that first play of the game where they gave up a touchdown.
Blaze Baker on that tackle for the Muskies.
Looks like he comes out on a pass situation and put in somebody a little quicker than him.
Ratliff will look to throw. Goes over the middle, and it is incomplete.
Nope.
Scorer Perkins stepped in, but his back was to us, so we were kind of shaded from it. Let's take a look and see if we can see if it fell out of his hands.
I think that was Reese.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're right. It was Reese. Yeah, kind of you can see there. He was smart enough to jump on and hold the ball up.
That could have been a pick 6 in a heartbeat. That's more of the John Glenn defense we've come to recognize.
So it'll be 4th down and 9, just a yard on that offensive possession. We'll get Connor back. We'll run in and be the 11th player on the field for New Lex. Time Vance kicks it, left footer, 1 hop, and it will be taken by Reese Perkins. Looking for some room on the far sideline. He'll be knocked out of bounds out over the 45-yard line, and that's where John Glenn will get this possession started. A 52-yard pass play on the first possession. Got him down to goal-to-go territory, took a couple plays, and Wellmeyer ran it in. And there you see the playoff picture. That's what we're looking at. So John Glenn, with that big win last week, certainly helped themselves. Now in the 5th spot.
No doubt.
Philo has a chance to kind of control their destiny. Sheridan needs to win out as we look at it.
They need to win out, and they need some guys behind them to get beat.
And Zanesville in the same spot. Need to win a couple times, probably coming down. Barkley, his second catch. This one won't go quite as far.
That's a nice job that time.
It'll be a 4-yard gain on this one.
Well, New Lexington secondary is playing off. The closest guy up is being blocked by the other wide receiver. So I think John Glenn is going to keep throwing that play in there until the Panthers change up their defense.
2nd down and 6. Barkley in motion. Handoff will go to Wellmeyer, and he'll have a 1st down. This is what we would expect to see, Coach. Again, John Glenn, good running team, and New Lex, probably better pass defense than run defense.
Right. Well, New Lexington has 5 wins coming into the game, and I think their 5 opponents that they've beaten have 5 victories for the season. So they're right now, they're playing one of the better teams in this area, tied for 1st place. John Glenn has been playing excellent football second half of the season.
Again, Barkley in motion, fake to him. And let's see who. Wait for everybody to get up, and that was Wellmeyer again. This time a 5-yard gain. Again, boy, they really moved their linemen around, Coach, trying to create some seams in there. Wellmeyer now 21 yards in 4 carries. And he will get it again, able to get by one would-be tackler, and he'll have another first down. It'll be close. Let's see. Right foot, left foot spot.
Zone blocking on that play. All the linemen step, lock on whoever they run into. Do a nice job. They stay on their blocks. Good offensive line.
Will be just short, so we'll call it 4 yards to make it third down and just one. They're going to look to throw. You think 4-down territory. Down for Reese Perkins and knocked away. Good defense by Brady Hansen.
Boy, Brady Hansen made a great adjustment on that play. Turn around, batted the ball down with one hand. It's the old Bart Starr 3rd and 1 call.
Yeah, boy. I think they're counting on getting that 1 yard now here on 4th down.
Well, the guys in our truck probably think Bart Starr is like the 3rd governor of Ohio.
Just passed away not too long ago.
Yes, he did.
Bart Starr, great one, Green Bay.
I think we're going to see Mr. Wellmeyer here.
Barkley started in motion, came back, almost tripped up, but Wellmeyer able to keep his balance. And he needed 1, got 3.
You know, I don't think Wellmeyer has the speed of the Tri-Valley back Blake Sands, but they look like the same kind of back. And if it's 4th or 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, they're money. They're going to get that first down.
Well, they never fall backwards.
No.
They're always getting that extra 1 or 2 yards. And that's huge.
Emerson's in there now with the ball, it looks like.
And he comes off that left side. They like, so far, the left side's where they're going. So let's take a look at how they block this one up. Again, just kind of stretch blocking on that zone blocking.
You know, I know some of my friends are traditional football fans like me. They always wonder, why don't you put those 2 guys in the backfield at the same time? Well, you know, that might help, but right now, one's going to always be fresh.
Looking to throw again, and it's going to be knocked down again. Same guy, Brady Hansen, good defense, same intended receiver.
I think I might throw at somebody else. They keep throwing that thing, Hansen's going to come down with it.
And I get a little bit of a jump ball at the goal line, and Hansen did a nice job to knock it away again.
Big play for the Panthers here. This 3rd and 7, obviously 4-down territory. They need to hold these guys here to keep from falling behind by more than a point.
The score, Perkins could make it. This would be about a 45-yard field goal. He could make it. And blitz coming on that outside. Quick throw on the bubble screen. That's Reese Perkins. And he'll dance, and get down just a little bit short, about half a yard short.
Perfect call by Matt Edwards' staff that time. They felt the blitz coming, had the screenplay dialed in. Man, that's perfect time. That is a perfect play call against the blitz.
Reese Perkins' first catch of the night. And it is a 4th and 1.
See if the quarterback keeps it. They put Wellmeyer's in there behind him.
And it's going to go to Wellmeyer left side. Yeah, and I think second effort, he got it.
Boy, he shouldn't have. He was wrapped up. We can see a replay of that. I think he's wrapped up well behind the line of scrimmage. Just doesn't quit.
Let's see, somebody came down the line.
He's got a guy on him right there.
Yeah, I think that was Seth Burgess who got down in there, and he just could not keep him from driving the legs.
Great penetration by the new Lexington defensive line.
So,
we're going to.
Oh, it's that close. Well, I mean, it seems kind of obvious where we're sitting, but we'll see. When you're around the yard line, you think that'd be a little bit easier.
You would think.
There's something about this field the referees like to talk about a little bit.
Yes.
Was that last year? Because it seems about 10 years ago now.
Man.
But we had one of the great long referee decisions in the history of football.
Oh, man.
Let's see if we can. Oh, there's our shot right there.
Oh.
And it is a first down by about a third of the football, just outside the stripe.
You bet. That's right. Had he not made that, or had the play not worked at all, that field goal is always an option for these guys.
Yep.
We saw that last week at Tri-Valley when Scorer Perkins went out there and drilled that 37-yarder like it was a piece of cake.
No doubter. So it is a second fourth down conversion on this drive. First and 10 at the 20. Wellmeyer back in the thing. It's got a little reverse to Emerson. He's trying to find his way around the edge, and good defense.
Great job out there. That last man on the line of scrimmage, man, you talk about maintaining leverage. Got to see that again.
Let's watch this.
There's the guy right there.
Just fighting.
21 for New Lexington.
Yeah, that's Christian Vance.
Nice play. Outstanding effort that time by Christian Vance.
He just did not give up the angle.
No, he did not.
And no gain on the play for Emerson. And yet a quick pass. This one to Barkley. Good blocking on the edge. He'll get inside the 10, knocked down around the 6-yard line.
Boy, New Lexington just has no answer for that play at all. I mean, I think that's the play that started the game.
That's Barkley's third catch of the night.
Two receivers out there, one blocks, the other one catches the ball.
Yeah, you say Reese Perkins, and then also out in front of that was Score Perkins. So it was a couple of Perkins blocks there. Handoff up the middle to Emerson.
He's in.
And he got in. So John Glenn stretches the lead, 3:57 to go in this first quarter. Emerson's first time into the end zone in the ball game. He does it also from 6 yards out.
Oh, look at those blocks. Great job of the offensive line for John Glenn. They had that looked like an opening to a cave going into the end zone.
There you see a good crowd tonight. Student section pretty lively here. Perkins, good snap. Nope, they're going to dish it off. And a little shovel pass is not going to make it work. They tried to get Josh Connor the football, and
Lane Talbot had none of that. He just about had the guy tackled before he ever had the football.
And you know what was a little weird? Score Perkins didn't line up really as a soccer-style kicker there. He was a little more straight on. I don't know if that's a tell or not. We'll figure it out. But we will take a timeout. John Glenn stretches the lead as Emerson gets into the end zone from 6 yards out. 13-6, the Muskies on top here at home. John Glenn gets into the end zone for the second time tonight. They lead at 13-6. Kevin Rao along with the coach, Doug Clifford. And you see our Facebook poll tonight. And I think most folks after last week's game think John Glenn's got a pretty good shot.
I'd say they made believers of about everybody last week.
Perkins kicks off. This one is kind of pops it up.
Bounce.
And it's going to go out of bounds and will come out to the 35-yard line. Must have found someplace in there, a little weak spot they thought, but it goes out of bounds.
You know, had that just a little closer to the sideline before it bounced, and that may have been recovered by John Glenn.
So we've seen a little bit of everything here so far tonight.
Let's see if the Panthers unleash their passing attack. Last time they tried it, they nearly had it picked off. But I think they're going to have to throw the ball to move it tonight against this defense. The rushing defense for John Glenn is just too tough.
And timeout signaled on the field. We're going to get another football out there. The referee looks at the one out there like, there's nothing wrong with this ball. We may have had a kicking ball out there, however. So 1st and 10, 35-yard line. New Lex finds himself behind for the first time tonight. Vance coming near side. And jumping, I tell you, Sloan didn't get the tackle, Blaze Baker, but he sure slowed things down.
Well, he's going to be around that ball all night for the John Glenn defense. There's no doubt about that.
So
their back went in motion to the left just before the snap, and then came back to the right. It was an interesting looking play.
Couple yards gain, make it 2nd and 8. 3 to the receivers to the wide side, the top of your screen.
3-4 defense for John Glenn. 3-man rush.
Ratliff looks right away, throws over the middle, and he just threw a bullet and tried to fit it in there to C.J. Ratliff.
It looked like that time that John Glenn really only rushed 2 guys, in the third defensive lineman looked like he was spying the quarterback. I think John Glenn has great respect for the speed of the New Lex quarterback.
Yeah, Logan Ratliff
Here comes the
can
blitz.
get it done. Here comes the blitz. He's trying to find some place to step, and it'll be short of the intended receiver. And that'll make it 4th down and 8. So New Lex has thrown 3 passes, yet to complete one, and that time a little help from that D-line. Ratliff couldn't get his feet set.
I like the different looks that the John Glenn defense is giving Ratliff at quarterback. The last time they rushed 2, and even the third defensive lineman just kind of held back. That time they sent a linebacker. All 3 defensive linemen came, so they're giving him different looks on every play, and that's tough for a high school quarterback.
Christian Vance, the running back, also the punter, left footer.
Man, he
killed that one. And he'll get a good bounce as it will roll even a little bit further and get all the way down to the 10-yard line. So he kicked that one a total of right about 50, well, let's count it, 53 yards.
I think it's 53 yards and 2 seconds hang time.
That was a bullet.
That thing was airmailed.
So John Glenn right back to work on the offensive side, now leading by a touchdown.
It's a great time for the Panthers to come up with a turnover down here.
Already 115 total yards for John Glenn, 76 in the air, 39 on the ground. And they will run it right up the middle with Wellmeyer. And again, just tough blocking up front.
New Lex only has 2 down linemen, and they've had 2 down linemen on every snap of the ball so far tonight. Their 2 defensive ends are both stand-up ends. The linebackers are behind them. It looks like an invitation to run the ball, and that's what John Glenn's been doing. Here comes a bluff blitz. He's coming on this one.
Looking to throw, looking for Reese Perkins, and I'll tell you, these guys are going to see each other in their sleep. Brady Hansen back there again to knock it away.
I think Brady Hansen has had a season of breakups here in the first quarter. Great position that time. Great position.
And he went to talk about getting to the apex of the football.
Yes, he did. He's on the receiver's outside shoulder and stepped up and went for the interception.
And there you see Reese Perkins lined up again at the wide out spot.
Only a junior. Is Hansen.
He's done a nice job. We know how good Reese Perkins is going to the football. Big touchdown last week to tie things up late.
Oh, that looks like a nice play by the Panthers.
Kind of sniffed that one out. The throw goes to Colt Emerson. Just a freshman.
Comes the punt team.
Only a couple of yards on the play.
This New Lexington's first stop?
Yes. In a word, yes. But a nice job done. And again, John Glenn went to their bread and butter plays that time. Couldn't do it. We get a timeout called on the field. We'll take it. 1:42 left to go in the first quarter. John Glenn in a punt situation when we come back. John Glenn set to punt it away. Emerson is the kicker. And he's going to rugby it out a little bit. And it is blocked. You know who it was. We've called his name a few times tonight. That's Brady Hansen getting back there.
Boy, that was almost delivered to Brady. The punter did the, the sucker-style run into the left to kick the rugby style. That probably works really good in rugby.
I'll tell you, Hansen has he has done some kind of job tonight.
Well, you know, we talked about it'd be a great time for the Panthers to come up with a turnover. I didn't think it was going to be in the kicking game. I mean, that was gift-wrapped.
And I just don't think Emerson appreciated how quickly he was closing. You're used to those guys up front not being quite that fast, but Hansen came in there like he was shot out of a cannon.
Great play.
So
Great
the ball
block.
set at the 6-yard line, and New Lex on the edge of trying to tie this ball game up. Ratliff is going to hand it off to Vance, and not a lot there, maybe a yard. Nope, they're going to say no gain.
You know, if this keeps up, Vance is going to have about 15 carries for 13 yards.
Well, he's got right now 4 carries for 3.
I mean, that's there's not much up there in the interior of that
Now
defensive line.
His quarterback, a little better average, 1 run for 55 yards.
I think I'd say run it, quarterback.
They go to more of a power I type formation and handoff up the middle. And Vance again, and again, I don't think he was able to garner any yardage.
Well, I think New Lexington has kind of cornered themselves into we're going to have to throw it on 3rd down. And
well, and I think that's why Ratliff on the 55-yard touchdown had room because they were all playing Vance on that fake.
You bet.
So now they'll go empty backfield.
Empty backfield.
3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Ratliff throws on his steps and good defense to knock it away. Score Perkins as they tried to get it into C.J. Ratliff, and Perkins knocked it away. That is Score. There's so many Perkins, you got to identify which one. That was Score on the defense that time.
Well, what a defensive stand so far by John Glenn.
No yardage in 3 plays.
No yardage at all. 4th down, empty backfield again. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left.
And jumping is John Glenn. That'll get it down to the 3-yard line.
Here comes a place kicking team. That's kind of odd.
Do you need 3 more yards to make it work? Maybe. I don't know.
You draw the team off sides, cut the distance down, and then send in the field goal team. Okay.
Connor Back is the kicker, I believe. Now, New Lex has already called a timeout. Nope.
There's no kicking team
I thought he was brought a tee out with him. He didn't. They're going to go to that power I. And it's Vance, and he's going to be hit and drop. And, again, no gain on the play. Started at the 3, and that's where it will end.
Goal line stand by John Glenn.
They went
Great
to that.
job.
Not power eye, it's more of that straight line
big eye. The big eye look. Didn't look very good.
John Glenn was not deceived in any way by the blocking scheme, so Muskies will take over at the 3-yard line. And right now, New Lex having some tough sledding. 3 straight plays of no gain and a pass play thrown in there as well. They have yet to complete a pass net against this tough Muskie defense. So John Glenn on offense. Emerson in motion back toward the line of scrimmage, and Wellmeyer will get a couple of yards right up the middle.
That's a quarter, Kevin.
So John Glenn, a couple of scores, each or a touchdown on each of their first 2 drives after New Lex scored on their opening drive. But since then, the defenses have both played tough. We'll see what John Glenn does with the long field as we start the second quarter right after this. John Glenn has it 2nd and 8 deep in their own territory, but they lead things here 13-6. Again, Coach, we've been talking about what a big victory it was for the Muskies last week at Tri-Valley, but they have a chance to get at least a share of the MVL title for the first time since 1980.
That's a long drought.
And they've had good teams.
They've had outstanding teams. You know, they've just, you know, they have a good start, and they'll finish 7-3 with a couple of league losses. And we've had some dominant teams in this conference, and that's just not going to win the league championship. Well, this year they're on the verge. They went out. They have at least a share.
And that was the talk before the game with a lot of folks is you think that league title doesn't mean anything, you should talk to these guys. Reese Perkins, and he'll step out at about the 19-yard line, 7-yard pickup.
You know, I see after the play, Reese Perkins and Brady Hansen had a little friendly conversation, like, oh, okay.
Their about actually gets all the way out to the 20.
You caught it that time, no big deal. I mean,
I'll be here all night.
They're going to be cousins before the game's over.
That's a nice matchup.
Yes, it is.
So out at the 20-yard line now. Oh, he loses the handle. Wellmeyer able to get it back and fall to the ground. He's already carried it now 11 times in this first half.
I think that was Hunter Kellogg that got a hand in there and knocked that ball loose.
He's got 48 yards on 11 carries in this first half. 2nd down and 4. Emerson will get it on the jet sweep, but sniffing it out and making a nice play back there was Logan Ratliff.
Two-way player.
Loss of 3 on the play.
Maybe. Yep.
So what do you do here, Coach? Go back to the air?
You bet. Throw that thing. I think I'd try to throw it to somebody besides Reese.
Let's see, are they matched up out there? You bet. And that's probably one of those weeks of practice where they told Hansen, if somebody's wearing 12, you just follow. You go to dinner with them, you just follow them around.
I think they're going to go for a timeout here and talk this over.
So we will take it. Just under 10 minutes to go in this first half. John Glenn, a big 3rd down play coming up. They lead it here at home, 13-6. 3rd down play coming up for the John Glenn Muskies. Needs 7 yards for a first down. Got to get it out to the 30.
See if they just do a little quick out to the, like that little screen pass on the line of scrimmage.
And now they'll put Barkley in motion. Rolling that way, Williams, and he'll go,
nice.
And he had Glob.
Man.
But it will fall incomplete, I think.
Hayden Glob took his eyes off of that ball. He was open for the first down. He knows it.
And he was, I think, kind of looking around to see where he was going to get going.
Yep.
Actually, I think he heard Connor Back coming up through there.
Nice complementary patterns that time. One guy to the outside, one guy deep. And Glob ran that curl underneath. It was wide open.
4th down and 7, and John Glenn looking as though they're going to go for it. But now Emerson backs up a little bit. This may be that quick kick we've seen a couple of times. And it is. Last Marion punt formation, it was blocked. This time he'll get it away, and this will be a little better result for John Glenn out of that. Well, it looks, it really is a punt, but it kind of, from the lineup, we call it a quick kick.
Well, we saw him do that last week. How many times? 2 or 3 times?
A couple times at least, yeah.
And, but New Lexington didn't have anybody back for that. I mean, they were fully – they were going to let that kick go and stop the play if they went for the fake.
So it works out John Glenn's advantage all the way down to the 31-yard line. That's where New Lex, who had it moments ago at the 3-yard line in John Glenn territory, went for it on 4th down, and the Muskies got the stop.
Well, let's see what first-year head coach Kevin Board does here with the Panther offense. They've scored a lot of points this year. Some big plays. See if they can dial up some big plays against this Muskie defense.
Looking to throw is Ratliff. Going downfield, and one-handed interception. That is Reese Perkins, and you might not see better than that.
Holy cow. Oh, man.
That is incredible.
Sit down, Odell. Look at this.
That's the Sports Center stuff right here.
Man.
Holy smokes.
Great job by our camera crew to pick that one up perfectly.
Somebody needs to send that along the line to get that out.
Oh, man.
That was incredible.
There's 2 great catches on that play.
Man. So John Glenn in the trade.
One by Reese, one by us.
They get it back now at their 32. Wellmeyer, left side, and he'll get maybe 2 on the play. He's got now 50 yards in 12 carries.
John Glenn hasn't given up 1,000 yards yet in the passing game this year. They're at 3rd in the area with only giving up 888 yards. So
I think you see why right there.
You bet.
That is one of the best I have ever seen.
There's that little quick pass again.
And Emerson with it. It'll end up being no gain.
Well, that's the best. The Panthers have defended that. That looked like number 18 for the Panthers coming to make the tackle. Sean Pletcher has a nice play.
First catch of the night for Emerson. Williams is now 7 for 11, 86 yards, but most of this coming on his first pass that went 52 yards.
Panther defense has toughened up here since that second touchdown.
They have indeed. 3rd down and 8. Emerson all the way across the formation. Williams will roll the other way, and it is caught. And Hansen had a chance at it.
Yes, he did.
Boy, these guys are battling out here.
He was going for the interception that time.
So needed 8, got 10 on the pass play.
Boy, it's a good thing it was on the sideline, or that could have been pulled down, and that would have been a run down the sideline for a 6-pointer.
3rd catch of the night for Reese Perkins. Barclay short motion back toward the offensive lineman, and it'll be Wellmeyer with about a 6-yard run out to midfield.
That short motion back to the line by Barkley, that was for the crackback block. He went in there, sealed the edge, made that play possible. Nice block.
So 2nd down and 4. Barkley again, this time he'll go across the formation. And it'll be Emerson. He'll have the 1st down and more. He takes it from midfield down to about the 38-yard line, 12-yard pickup.
If you're a defensive end or outside linebacker, and Barkley comes in that motion, I mean, you're looking at him out of the corner of your eye. You may take your eye off of where it should be, knowing that crackback block's coming. Here it comes again.
Emerson stays in the backfield. He'll get the handoff coming to the right side. And he will be hit and dropped after a short gain, diving to make the tackle. Connor Back, another guy we've called all night long.
Yes, we have. Outstanding football player for New Lexington.
Couple of yards on the play. Emerson now has 20 yards in 7 carries.
Well, I feel that little pass coming to the outside now. Here comes Barkley in motion to ruin that.
And they'll go up the
Wellmeyer.
middle. Wellmeyer,
Gone.
and he's found a crack, and they won't catch him. He'll take it the
Untouched.
final 35 yards and the touchdown.
Untouched, Kevin. Right up the middle. Boom, boom. Nice block.
And he splits that double safety. And that did not take a long time for him to get from A to up. We've got a sideline warning on. John Glenn Dreier's got a little where the flag was thrown. That's holding territory. But instead, it was a sideline warning against New Lexington. And John Glenn gets into the end zone for the 3rd time tonight. 2nd time for Wellmeyer. His first from 6 yards. This one a little further out from 35 yards. And Score Perkins in to kick it out of the hold of Reese Perkins.
Some excellent play calling that time by Coach Matt Edwards. They were attacking off tackle and attacking the perimeter in that series, and then all of a sudden, you come right at the middle of that touchdown run for Wellmeyer.
Perkins' kick out of the hold of Perkins is good. Makes it 20 now to 6 in favor of the home John Glenn Muskies. Will be back with more 2nd quarter play after this timeout. John Glenn gets into the end zone for the third time tonight on the WHIZ-TV Game of the Week. Welcome to all those watching. Kevin Rao and the coach Doug Clifford with you tonight. Coach, this John Glenn defense, after giving up the 55-yard touchdown run on the opening play from scrimmage by New Lex, after that has allowed just 3 yards in this game.
Oh, wow. I knew it wasn't very many, but I had no idea it was only that, 3 yards.
New Lex has yet to complete a pass. John Glenn leading it 20-6. And they were down in this one 6-0, so I've answered back. They did that last week too. They answered back pretty strongly.
It took them a little longer to get
the lead,
longer.
though. A little longer. So let's see what New Lex can do to get their offense going again.
That touchdown run by Logan Ratliff must have been like your basic cold bucket of water in the face as you step out of bed.
Yeah, yeah.
The defense woke up after that.
Yeah,
no
again,
doubt about it.
Just 3 yards after that.
With that nose tackle in there is Blandon Baker, 6'1", 335 freshman. And that's him on that play right there.
He didn't get the tackle, but he redirected things.
Did. I mean, I hate to imagine that young man in 3 more years as a senior. I mean, he could be.
When again, he's got good feet.
Yes, he does. I mean, he's not like he's a kid who can't move.
I mean, he's just not. I mean, he's getting around guys. So 3 yards on the carry, make it 2nd down and 7. So we get to the 6.5-minute mark of this second quarter. Ratliff throws. He's got his first completion of the night and a first down. So it goes to C.J. Ratliff from the 23 out to about the 31. So the first completion goes 8 yards.
Well, you know, it's plenty of time in the game to catch up, but I just don't think the Panthers have the running attack that can do that.
Another quick pass. And not a lot this time, but trying to get some other people involved. That's Sean Pletcher. So second straight completion.
No gain?
Yeah, but no gain on this one. Still buzzing about that interception by Reese Perkins a while ago with one hand. And Ratliff going a little fake and go, and
he's going to go.
He's going to end up hanging on to it, and they'll get it out close to the 40-yard line, just short of the first down.
Well, he had a couple of pump fakes, faked the handoff. I don't even know if he had a back behind him when he did the fake, but John Glenn didn't bite on any of it. Their secondary stayed with their man, had great coverage, forced him to run it out of there.
3rd down and 2.
They keep this drive alive here.
Ratliff will look back over. We'll get a new read from the offensive staff on the new Lexington sideline.
Brady Emerson is bluffing a blitz out here from his outside linebacker spot. See if he comes. He
does. And the ball goes the other way as Vance has it, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. And Josh Connor made a whale of a play on the edge.
Well, you know, you can overcome great speed if you maintain better leverage, and that is exactly what John Glenn's defense did that time. It's 4th down. These guys are lined up to go for it.
So 4th down and 5.
Coach Board says, buddy, it's week 9. We're playing for the win.
So empty backfield. And he is not the usual punter. Logan Ratliff is not.
See if they can draw him off sides. Oh, they're going to run. Whoa.
There's the quick kick. Both teams have it in their arsenal, and running back to grab it is Score Perkins. You don't see that much. And they'll get it back out to the 32. I'm telling you, does he drive the bus? I mean,
he's really getting on my nerves. He just does everything well.
He does.
He's a great kid. He's a great football player, no doubt about it. It doesn't matter what side of the ball he's on, offense, defense, special teams. He will make the play.
We had a penalty flag on the turf, but as you see that as waved off. And John Glenn will have it at their 32. And again, Logan Ratliff for New Lex is not their usual punter. Vance is, but he did a pretty good job of getting it out there quickly.
Well, our cameraman, Tim Cox, got a shot of number 23, Ben Judd, the senior football player for John Glenn. Has a broken foot. He's missed the last couple of games. Coach Edwards for John Glenn is highly impressed with the play of Ben Judd this year, and said he really hated to lose him for the season.
Yeah, he's a good one. Williams rolls. He's got Reese Perkins. And back is on the tackle. Goes from the 32 out to the 42.
Well,
so
if you're New Lexington's defensive coordinator, you've probably been calling run-stopping plays, or the run's been so effective, and now here comes the passing game. A little stop in the play here for some reason. Oh.
They're going to move it up a yard. There we go.
I gained a yard without doing anything.
Yeah, so it's 11 yards.
You know your offense is doing well when that happens.
Yes, it does. So John Glenn now over 100 yards in the passing game as well. Wellmeyer out to the edge, and he'll get the angle. And he'll be short of the first down, but a good gain on first down.
And that's almost like the old outside veer. You're just going to take that ball and run for a point. No cut, just run at that angle, see what you can get.
So 7 yards on the pickup, make it 2nd down and 3. Clock stopped at 4:18 as he went out of bounds. Looking to make the quick throw and the sack.
Not this time.
Getting into the backfield was Jacob Danielson. He's a big fella, stands 6'3", 220, and he got to the football in a hurry.
And right up the middle. Well, it had an interesting blocking scheme that the lineman kind of tried to make it look like a run play, and Jacob was having none of it. He shot through there and made a nice sack.
Make it 3rd down and 9. Williams throwing and a little too tall.
Oh.
Almost had the chance for a reception or an interception behind it. We see that again.
Yeah,
I mean, that was. They were on the same line down here. You'll see, and he might have been going for Perkins behind him.
I think
as Glob was in front.
I don't care how many footballs they are in this game. I bet Brady Hansen has fingerprints on all of them.
Yes, I think he does. He seems to be where the ball is. So 4th down, and they will kick it away.
Lex has a guy back, but he's going to let it hit. No.
He's going to let it go, and it's going to bounce into the end zone.
Yep.
Pretty close. That's one where it was Connor back, and he let it go, and he's going, please roll, please roll, please roll.
Please, wind pickup, earth tilt, something, you bet.
But it does get into the end zone by an eyelash, and New Lex will come back out to the 20-yard line.
He can go over the sideline and tell Coach Board, I had it all the way, Coach.
It was no big deal.
Yeah, I had it all the way.
Not a problem.
about 1 inch.
You see cheerleaders tonight on senior night here at John Glenn. They go to Crooksville, I think, next week. Does that sound right? That was my short-term memory working. Let's see. Yep, they go to Crooksville next week.
I'm impressed, Kevin.
How about that? Quick throw out in the flats, complete. Good defense to keep it from going too far.
Yes, it was. Played off the block out there.
Glob on the tackle.
Nice job. Well, my brother's having some short-term memory things.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's having some issues.
On that,
maybe you are too.
Yeah, it could be. Brady Hansen on the catch, by the way. So he can perform on both sides of the football.
Look out.
That's advance. And he'll have the 1st down and more.
The best running play of the night after that opening run by Rattler for the touchdown. Yeah, my brother went to Florida. He left his car running at the airport, and when he returned, it was out of gas and had a dead battery.
That's not what you want. That's not what you want at all. Another pass is complete.
John Glenn's secondary is playing off all of a sudden. They're not crowding the receivers like they have been. Look like they're in a mode where they don't want to give up a big play. Coach Board saw that. His scouts up, his coaches up in the booth saw that, so they're taking that quick pass for 5-yard gain.
Yep.
Big
Take
cushion
what they're
on the far
giving
side.
them. In motion comes Hanson. Ratliff looks to throw, getting some pressure. He'll take off, and he'll have the first down. Needed 5. Looks like he got 6.
I would bet, we've only seen New Lex one time prior to tonight. But I bet Logan Ratliff has made some big-time plays with his legs this year, too.
Yeah, he's a good athlete.
On pass plays and just taking off because, what a threat that would be for him to scramble.
Starting to put a drive together now. Not much this time for Vance, maybe a couple of yards. Well, he's had tough sledding tonight, Coach.
Oh, man, I'm telling you.
He's now carried it 15 times for 19 yards.
Look like number 50, J.D. German in there at the bottom of that tackle for John Glenn. There you can see the way he snaps the ball, Kevin. We talked about that in the pregame.
He just holds on to the point.
Oh, wow. J.D. German blew that play up.
Another yard for Vance, but he paid the price for it.
Up tempo, New Lex is already on the line of scrimmage, ready to go. There's that quick pass to the outside. Look how fast John Glenn reacted.
That's Emerson getting up there to make the tackle.
I mean, he read that. That's a great scouting report, great coaching. He comes from his outside linebacker spot. He knows he's got Perkins on the outside. Reese Perkins head outside, contain it looked like, and he came from the inside and shut that play down for a loss.
Lost the yard on the play. Timeout called. We'll take it just under a minute to go in this first half. John Glenn on top here at home over New Lex, 20-6. There you go, the John Glenn bench and us up here in the press box. Oh, you just can't quite see it up there. 4th down and 9.
Here comes a blitz.
Going for it. Ratliff throws over the middle.
Oh, that's interference.
And back judge right there. No call made.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see a replay. I hope we have that on a replay. I think that was on
Score
his back.
Perkins on defense. Let's see if he got there a little early. Might have been. He went up with him. The question is, again, trying to reach over. That'll give John Glenn the football with 51 seconds. Good field position out at the 47.
I think you're exactly right with that description, Kevin. He went straight up instead of over the top, and
then reached at the end.
Yeah, I think that's how the referee saw it. There may have been a little contact there, but I think the referee felt it was a clean play, one of those no-call calls.
Score Perkins kudos for making that play without getting the interference call. Williams going to look to throw, a little bubble screen glob. And he won't get a lot as they try to run something up through the middle. He'll keep going. They'll get out to about the 49, 3-yard pickup.
They ran their tailback out here like a false read to try to get the New Lex defense to bite on that screen pass to the right and then threw back to the left.
Glob's first catch of the night. Throw. Hanson, did he intercept it?
I hope he did.
Yes!
He did. Great interception.
I'll tell you, it was hard to tell in their game against West because, again, it was early in the season. West was still figuring some things out, but he has been impressive. There you go. He just jumps in front, tips it to himself, has the presence to grab it. Pretty impressive.
Well, it was bound to happen. He's knocked down about 5 passes tonight. He's played outstanding on defense.
He was just sitting on that. And again, Reese Perkins is a big target. He's 6'3". Hanson is just 5'10", and you got to make the best of getting where you're going, and he made that look easy. Ratliff throws it, and it'll be no gain, maybe a loss. Great defense on the other side of the field. Josh Connor stepping in there again.
Well, John Glenn is the last 2 plays on defense have blitzed. They've blitzed and putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And Ratliff is throwing that thing to the outside, and that is a pick 6 waiting to happen if John Glenn changes their coverage just a little bit and lets that corner walk up.
Timeout called. We'll keep it here. Just 14 seconds to go in this first half. Next week, Coach, we'll get to see the Maysville Panthers for the first time this season. Tri-Valley heads to South Zanesville for that one. And Maysville, but for a couple of breaks here and there, it could have been a little different season for them. They're still kind of hanging around.
They're 4-4 for the season, playing Logan tonight. And I bet they take the measure of Logan.
Yeah, you'll note the time there a little bit earlier, 10 o'clock. Our replay will get started that Saturday morning, next Saturday. And then we'll get a week off, the first game of the playoffs, and be back hopefully for the second week of the playoffs.
Nothing like a vacation.
Second down and 10. And is it complete?
It's complete.
Of course it is. Hansen gets the ball 9 yards picked up.
And that kid he can catch, he can cover, he can run routes. He's a good football player.
Got to tell you, that's his second catch of the night, and of course that interception just a couple of plays ago, pretty impressive. He's had a couple breakups as well as a cornerback.
I'm sure that Coach Kevin Board is anxious to have him back as a senior football player. Kevin's done a great job this year.
He has.
Created a lot of enthusiasm in the new Lexington community. They've had some big scores and big wins. And, you know, they're one win away from having a winning season this week or next. And that would be a great accomplishment for the first-year head coach at New Lexington.
So third down in the yard, but more important, just 7 seconds, and John Glenn going to put a bunch of folks deep. Ratliff throws on his step. It's going to be complete to C.J. Ratliff down to about the 41. So a pickup of 8 on the play, but and he gets out of bounds with 3 seconds, so we're not done yet.
I like the execution. I mean, the chance of them scoring are slim and none, but I really like the execution by the Panther offense.
Well, they were 0 for 5 in the air. Since that time now, they are 8 of 9. And big blitz coming on, and Ratliff gets away from it. Let's see if he's able to throw it. No, he's going to be knocked out of bounds. He'll lose yardage, but pretty resilient back there. And
yes, he is.
Just John Glenn sent the whole city of New Concord back to the goal line.
Looked like a family reunion.
He had no place to throw it, and that will end the first half of play. 20-6, John Glenn, they fell behind 6-0. Then score 3 straight times to lead it, going to the locker room at halftime, 26. We'll take a timeout, catch our breath, and we'll come back with second half action right after this timeout. We get ready to start the second half here at Muskingum University in New Concord, Ohio. John Glenn, the home team, up as you see there on our beautiful scoreboard graphic, 20-6. Have to do a little math to get there, but there you are, 20-6. Kevin Round, the coach, Doug Clifford with you tonight in week number 9.
Week 9, Kevin. I can't get over it, buddy.
It has flown by.
Man.
Beautiful shot right there from our camera number 3, Tim Cox, manning the camera on the field tonight. Short kick taken at about the 19 by Emerson. And he will be corralled at about the 33, C.J. Ratliff on the tackle. And that's where John Glenn will get started. Pretty good field position. And the yardage markers just kept walking out there. Back up a little bit, folks.
Boys. Come on, boys. So New Lex won the toss, elected to receive to start the game. So John Glenn has the ball now to start the second half.
The Muskies, 222 total yards in the first half, 98 of those, Wellmeyer rushing the football, and he'll get the handoff and a short gain to start the second half, couple of yards. So that'll get him to the 100-yard mark right there. Williams was 10 of 16 for 110 yards and an interception. All 3 of John Glenn's touchdowns in the first half came via the running game. And we're waiting working on the play clock. Back judge asking for a reset. Or is it out? Maybe no, it's set at 25. Some conversation between the back judge and the referee about something. They're asking that the play clock be turned off and that the back judge will keep it from now on. Must have been some kind of discrepancy back there. So now the quarterbacks will look at the back judge, and we've talked about it many times. If he gets to 5 seconds remaining, he will raise that right hand up in the air. That's your cue. Barkley looking for that block on the backside, but Wellmeyer, and he'll be tripped up. Pletcher on the tackle.
And that was a quick read that time by Pletcher and a tackle for loss. Nice effort. Crackback block didn't get quite to him. I think Reese Perkins was assigned that block. He just couldn't quite get to the point of attack. So not making a clip.
We jinxed Wellmeyer getting him to 100 yards. He now backs up to 96 yards on the 4-yard loss. 3rd down and 12. Williams rolls, throws. He's got Glob and a first down. Out to, and we got a penalty flag on the other side. This may be a sideline issue.
I think
nope,
the preliminary signal. I think it's
illegal receiver downfield.
One of the 50s and 60s
ineligible receiver
decided to go out for a pass.
Yep. I just thought where he was, right in front of the bench. I mean, he's a long ways from that call. But you can see the lineman running downfield there. And
Evan Williams broke contain that time, got to the outside, made that play possible.
Let's see if we can see anybody getting downfield. I'll tell you what, it was pretty close if they did.
It's pretty picky.
I mean, it might have been by a yard, but that is a yard is a yard.
A yard's a yard.
So with the penalty, we'll do 3rd down over again. And now got to get 12 yards. I'm sorry, make that 17 yards.
Boy, their corners are backed way off on this play.
And they'll throw out into the flat. Glob with the block there by Reese Perkins. We're going to get a hold call.
Yes, we are.
But I think that's going to be
Boys.
refused.
Whoa, boys. Blow the whistle, boys.
The pass is going to get out to about the 30, a pickup of 4 on the pass to Glob. And my guess is it will be refused because that'll make it 4th and long.
Well, Hansen that time was backed off probably 12 to 13 yards in his corner spot, knowing that they had to have a huge gain for a first down.
So a
good call,
4-yard pickup.
Yep. Holding call declined.
And Glob, his 2nd catch of the night, but not close to a first down. A good pursuit by the New Lexington defense. Emerson will line up for the punt a little more conventional style. He's kicked it from short distance back, kind of a quick kick a couple of times tonight. His one punting attempt was blocked as he tried to extend it running to his left.
Brady Hansen blocked that thing, and despite starting 1st and goal at the 5, they came up with no point. What's going on here? Okay. Now they're moving the ball to the 30.
Okay, so give him a couple more yards on the catch. So it's 6 yards instead of 4. Still well short of the first down and still have 11 to go. So Emerson deep, gets it. This time he'll get rid of it a little more quickly. It'll bounce at the 36 and picking it up to save it from rolling further, sacrificing himself as C.J. Ratliff.
No doubt about that.
That's one where you know I'm going to get it so it doesn't roll anymore, but I'm going to get clobbered,
You're
and
going
he
to get
did.
Clobbered. He did. Nice job, though, to keep that ball from going another 10 yards.
So looking at New Lex as they start their first offensive drive of this second half, they had 80 yards on the ground. 8 of 14 passing was Logan Ratliff for 35 yards and an interception.
Good defensive series that time by the Panthers. A 3-and-out series. I'm sure that's exactly what they talked about at halftime, going out and asserting themselves on defense and getting the ball back.
See what Logan Ratliff does here as he lines up a quarterback as usual. And the handoff to Vance, and he'll circle around a little bit, and all of that for no gain.
I saw it looked like the right guard come and trap to the left, and the ball was ran to the right. I don't know if he just that was misdirection or he just thought it looked a little better over there.
No gain on the play, make it 2nd down and 10. Hanson in motion. Now he'll set up left side. Ratliff looks to throw, and it's going to be intercepted. That's Glob, and he will go. Glob gets into the end zone, touchdown.
He was picking up speed as the faster he went, the farther he went. Wow, what a play.
He just read the quarterback's eyes.
Well, they've kind of baited him the entire game. They've been playing off, and that time they changed the coverage just a little bit. And Logan made that wind up, made that pitch to the outside. It was easily read, and Glob picked that thing off for a quick pick 6.
The senior Hayden Glob gets the pick, goes 32 yards for the touchdown. Score Perkins in to kick it. Reese Perkins holds, kick is away, and it is no good this time. Doesn't happen much.
You know, if Coach Fell from Tri-Valley sees that he missed an extra point, he's going to say, really?
That'll make you
really?
tear your hair out right there.
Missed an extra point?
Kicked that 38-yard field goal last week, but the extra point this time around, no good. Score remains 26-6. 9:55 to go, 3rd quarter. We'll take a timeout. More action coming right up. John Glenn going to kick it off. New Lex will get another offensive possession, but the last one ended in an interception for a touchdown. Perkins kick down to the 4 drop, then picked right back up by C.J. Ratliff. He's got a seam, and he will go.
Look out, he's going to be hard to handle.
Got to beat Reese Perkins, and Perkins doesn't get him but slows him down. So that coming up behind is Josh Connor, who makes the play. But here you can see, once he picked it up and he realized where he wanted to go, he splits everybody.
Well, you know, he had a couple of decent blocks. It looked like, for the most part, looked like John Glenn's kickoff team was standing around thinking, well, who's going to make the tackle here? And by that time, it was too late. He was on his way.
And because of the bobble, I think they got a little deep in their lanes. And once he beat him, yeah, he just kind of ran down the field. But Reese Perkins is the center fielder down there. He slowed him down. Again, so Connor could get the tackle, and a nice run here on 1st down for Vance. And he has done yeoman's duty tonight. He picks up 8 there.
Boy, he's probably so excited to see green instead of maroon on that carry. Surprised he didn't score.
He has now 28 yards and 13 tries.
Nice move there.
He bounces out, picks up the 1st down.
That's a good run.
So he'll pick up 5 on that play. Big 1st down inside the John Glenn 20-yard line. You can see good bounce out here, Coach.
He looks like stay on the hip and never dip. Nice job. Get to the outside. Good tackle out there by.
That was Blake Barkley. Yep. Ratliff looking for help. He's got a bunch of people chasing him.
And none of them like him either.
He's able to elude everybody. He'll throw toward the end zone. And just incomplete. Boy, he had somebody there as he tried to get it into the hands of Tatum Toth. Or Toth, I'm sorry.
I'm going to say that is the longest scramble of all time without a penalty. Usually you have about 3 guys grab a jersey. Somebody goes down on the field illegally. Wow.
And Toth, as you see right there, he's only a freshman. He's going to get a bunch of those thrown to him. And he had to try to lay out to gather it in.
Great effort that time by the New Lexington quarterback.
So to make it 2nd down and 10. Vance trying to bounce out again, but good contain by the John Glenn defense. Owen Hively on the tackle.
Seems like the success they've had in the running game, New Lexington ran the ball to their left. That time they ran to the right. Up the middle and to the right, hasn't produced many yards. Well, except for the quarterback's opening
That's right.
run.
Just about 95 yards total now rushing for New Lex. Throw over the middle, and again, several guys with a chance for it. Blade Barkley thought he would pick it off, but he got hit as soon as he got his hands on it.
I mean, that thing was thrown in a crowd.
There you can see it was intended for C.J. Ratliff, and Barkley tried to jump in front of it, ends up knocking it away. And so to make it 4th down now and about 9.
John Glenn's defense has played tough when their back's been against the wall tonight. They had a goal line stand in the first half, and now it's 4th down and 9 here.
Ratliff gets some pressure left side, steps up, and he's going to run out of room. John Glenn will take over as.
Well, it was good protection, Kevin. You know, the offensive line ran the guys up the field, allowed Ratliff to step up, but the secondary for John Glenn is just so disciplined. And you know, we talked before the game, there are 10 starting seniors on that defense for John Glenn, 1 sophomore.
So it'll go down as a sack, and it'll be John Glenn's football. Milstead was the guy that will pick up the sack on the play. Let's see what John Glenn does. I guess they're going to run the football a little bit. Of course, they've scored in this half, but it was on an interception return. Williams to Wellmeyer, and he'll get a yard on the play. Not a lot there this time. He's carried it 18 times now.
He's been the workhorse tonight, no doubt about that.
He was at 100 at a loss on a plays, back up to 97.
Well, with a 26-6 lead, I'm going to say he's going to get plenty of opportunities to carry the
Yes,
football the rest of this game.
Yes, he will. Keep that clock running. And he gets it again, and not a lot on the play. Let's see, picked up 1, the play would go get 2 this time.
The New Lexington defense has played better the longer this game has gone. I mean, the last touchdown, like we said, that was an interception for a touchdown. But their defense has played a pretty tough game tonight.
Yes, they
against
have.
a good offense.
Williams going to look to throw on the 3rd down play. He's got Glob, and he's got great speed. He'll try to split people, and he does. And he is going to go. He'll head to the far side and into the end zone.
Man, he even had time to look in the rearview mirror to see who was gaining on him, and nobody was.
He's going to go 78 yards. And he just went against the flow, and he beats everybody. Hansen had the last chance for him, just couldn't grab him.
He just got it's a little bump of a block from Brady Emerson. And that sealed the deal there.
So 78 yards it goes from Williams to Glob. Score Perkins missed his last extra point. Let's see if he can come back here. Good snap, good hold, kick is away. Looks to be right down the middle and is. And just like that, it's 33-6, 78-yard pass play. And John Glenn extends the lead. We will take a quick timeout. More 3rd quarter action on the way. John Glenn has scored a couple of touchdowns in this second half. One, a 32-yard interception return. Then it was a 78-yard pass. Both of the scores coming by Hayden Glob. He gets the interception, and now he gets the touchdown catch on the offensive side.
So you're trying to make this. You're trying to make the point that if Hayden Glob touches it, it's going to be a touchdown.
It's going to be pretty close.
It's going to be real close.
A little bit of a roller up the middle on the kickoff, and New Lex will get it out over the 30-yard line where they will start this drive. John Glenn now over 300 total yards in the game. Williams in the passing attack, 12 of 18 for 194 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. And now, and because we're doing a little different new kind of stat package, I'm tied into Wellmeyer's rushing. I'm vested in this. He has 99 yards.
Well, I'm vested in Coach Matt Edwards' assessment of his team in the pregame when we talked. He said his team was focused on week 9, nothing behind him and nothing ahead of him. Well, I think he was spot on with that.
Screenplay Vance, and he will get it a nice chunk out to about the 37, so a pickup of 6 on the play.
Good play call. Great effort by Vance that time to pick up those yards.
So it'll be 2nd down and a short 4. I'll tell you, that pass should be open because you're getting a big rush out of John Glenn now. A little flare, not going to be much on that.
And that time, John Glenn's defense played coverage. I mean, they only rushed 3 guys. They sat back, played pass coverage that time. So they're giving the New Lexington quarterback a lot of different looks. Their corners have played off, and at the last series they didn't play off. They came up tough. So, I mean, they've given it. There's their corners walked way up on the line of scrimmage that time. Oh, excellent play.
Yeah, Vance going to get the first down easily. Needed 3 yards. And he will get 10 yards on the run.
Nice tackle by the safety hits this time coming up.
He hit that hole hard.
He did.
And replacing Vance in the backfield, Lane Talbot, another senior. And Talbot going to get the handoff. He's going to come left side. And he's going to be knocked down, maybe lose a yard. Reese Perkins, nice tackle on the edge.
Played off the block of the wide receiver, kept his outside arm free, came up, made a tackle for a loss.
Loss of 1.
Well, Perkins jumped inside the block that time.
Yeah, that's a pretty nifty move. 2nd and 11.
Here's a blitz.
And across the middle, it's going to be knocked away. There's Reese Perkins again, as trying to get it in there to Tatum Toth. And Perkins just closes so fast on things. So it'll be 3rd down and 11. New Lex has thrown it 20 times tonight. They've completed half of those for 42 yards. But with the speed in the secondary of John Glenn, it's just tough to go deep.
Well, New Lex is sending freshmen out in coverage against veteran senior football players. That's a challenge by itself.
Yeah, it is. He'll be better for it down the road, but tonight's
no doubt
tough.
about it.
So 3rd down and 11.
Here comes the big blitz.
And off the edge, Emerson got a piece but couldn't knock him down. And Ratliff going to run, and he'll get knocked out of bounds by Reese Perkins inside John Glenn territory. So we'll pick up 4, but it'll still be 4th down.
Lane Talbot saved his quarterback from taking a big shot that time. He just got enough of that blitzing linebacker to knock him off his pass rush course and allowed Logan Ratliff to escape. Nice job, Lane.
So they'll call it 3 yards on the pickup. Make it 4th down and 7.
4 wide receivers to the far side and a lone split end out here. It's Tatum Toth, freshman.
Yep. Perkins guarded. Reese Perkins.
On.
We got the blitz coming. Logan Ratliff going to try to get it on his own. Makes a good move in the middle. He's got it. And much more as he comes to the near sideline. And it will be Barkley knocking him down.
I saw one of the defensive backs for John Glenn stop and petition the referee for a flag.
Yeah, he wanted to hold.
But wait till the play's over.
25 yards on the carry.
Right there he is.
Yeah.
It's Reese Perkins. Come
it
on.
Is Reese Perkins making. In films, that'll be, get a striped shirt, all right? But now 25 yards, so 85 yards on the ground now for the quarterback, Logan Ratliff. Vance runs into a wall, and it'll be no gain on the play.
And that wall was number 68. Blandon Baker.
Talked about him a couple of times, the freshman.
6'1", 335 freshman.
And can move. Second down and 10. And we're going to have some motion.
Yeah.
I don't think the center got it on the count. It's going to be, we haven't had very many penalties tonight, Coach.
No, we haven't.
Kind of odd, but it is a false start against New Lexington. Goes outside the 25-yard line.
We didn't see very many penalties last week with Tri-Valley and John Glenn.
We did not.
And John Glenn has definitely repeated that performance tonight. They're playing clean football.
So second down and 15 after the penalty. There are a few guys moving, so I know as an old center, that's when the fingers get pointed at you.
Well, I talked with Coach Board about the center snap, the way they snap that football. It's a unique style. He said, whoa, look
speaking
out.
of that.
And there it is.
And Ratliff will get
He's
on
not
it,
going to get on
I
it.
don't think he had possession.
Nope.
Like he was trying to corral it with his legs, and it will be John Glenn's football back at the 41.
Well, we were talking in the pregame about how efficient that style of snapping is, and it's been a great execution all night until that play.
Boy, you jinxed it, man.
I'll take the blame for that, Coach Board. My fault.
I mean, that is tough, but they do. You hold on to the point so you can snap back what is really a dead ball. It's like a knuckleball kind of thing. It just doesn't move. It just suspends in the air back there. But that time, that was the first mistake we've seen in a snap like that. So just kind of unfortunately timed with our commentary. And John Glenn will have it at their 42. We get close to the 3-minute mark of this third quarter, and it will be Wellmeyer, and everyone will be glad to know he's back over 100 yards as he picks up 11 on that play.
The Panthers have gone to a 3-down lineman defense, probably to help stop that run. That time it didn't help much.
And John Glenn, and we don't have the play clocks working tonight, so let's see if they try to take more time off the clock. Wellmeyer this time is going to be tackled. I'm sorry, Wellmeyer, and it is Lane Talbot who grabs it.
Talbot made contact early in that play. Wellmeyer still managed to make 3 or 4 yards on it.
Yeah, he just does not go backwards on a hit. Finds a way to lean forward. Barkley, they'll fake him, go back to Wellmeyer, and he'll get a couple up the middle. And on the tackle, Hunter Kellogg. He's just a sophomore.
One of the starting defensive players for New Lexington, Braden Agresti, the defensive end, is out, has been out for the last couple of weeks. Has a quad muscle tear. Coach Board and I were talking about that before the game, and I talked to his father at halftime, Braden's father, and he had an excellent game earlier in the season we saw him play.
He did. I remember because I got corrected on pronouncing his last name. Wellmeyer should have a first down, but we got a penalty flag. Probably a hold on the edge out there. We'll check it.
Well, you know, I saw a young man kind of threw his arms up like, really? On me?
that's always telling the crowd who did it.
And I don't know if they called that on Reese Perkins.
They just did, yeah. They just did.
But Reese was the one that was, you know, beseeching the referees for a holding call on that scramble that Logan Ratliff made just a couple of minutes ago. And so the referees can now go back and tell him, we called it.
Yeah,
we got
there you go.
Thank you. Go. How you like it?
So to make it 3rd down and 9, a spot foul will move it back to the 46-yard line, still in New Lex territory. 3 wide to the near side of the field. Williams going to look that way, and he's going to hit Glob. What nice hands,
man,
in the middle. He just snagged that at the last second out of the air.
You know, I saw Williams' arm go back, and I tried to find where the target might be, and I thought, well, I know he's not going to throw it to Glob. He's packed in there. Man, that ball was fit in there.
Yeah, it was.
Like a shoehorn. Nice throw.
16 yards on the pickup. Glob's, he's caught 4 of the last 5 throws. Wellmeyer, short gain this time.
Backside guard and tackle pulling, leading through the hole that time. We saw that play last week. That blocking scheme be very effective at Tri-Valley.
Seth Burgess gets the tackle. On the play, 3 yards for Wellmeyer. And again, John Glenn probably not in a lot of a hurry as we head down to the minute mark of this third quarter. And it'll be Wellmeyer again, this time right tackle, and getting in there is look like Pletcher. But he's had a nice game tonight too.
Well, New Lexington's team, they have excellent speed, and that time they beat John Glenn to the perimeter, and Coach Matt Edwards, you know, you have a 33-6 lead, and he is still coaching just as hard on this play as he was the first play of the game. Not very pleased with his player's performance on that play, and he let him know.
No gain. We'll make it 3rd down and about 7.5. We'll call it 8. Ticking down. I don't know that they have to run another play in this quarter, but they will. And it'll be Barkley to the edge, and he will be wrangled down.
Was that Hunter Kellogg on that play?
It was indeed. Again, just a sophomore. A lot of underclassmen on this.
No doubt about
John Glenn team, and no gain on that play will make it 4th down and about 7.5. That runs out the third quarter. John Glenn, a couple of scores. One, an interception returned by Hayden Glob, and then a 78-yard touchdown by Glob as he caught the pass from his quarterback Williams. A couple of kicks through the uprights and made it 33-6. That's the score we'll head to the fourth quarter with, and we'll do it all right after this timeout. Fourth down play coming up for John Glenn as we start this fourth quarter. Kevin Rao and the coach Doug Clifford with you tonight from Muskingum University in Concord. John Glenn, 4th down and about 7. Williams will look over, get the call from his coaching staff. 3 receivers out to the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom. Williams will throw it over the middle. He's got a receiver down there, and it's knocked out of his hands. Great defense.
Boy, it was.
And both players down, trying to get it to Barkley. And believe it or not, I believe that's Hanson back there.
No, I can't believe that. Not Hanson breaking up a pass play.
Let's see. And he came through his arms. Instead of trying to tackle him, he put his helmet on the football, which you can do, and that was a beautiful play.
Boy, that was. That was an outstanding defensive play by Hanson that time. Just, if nothing else, this game has been a highlight reel for Brady Hanson. I mean, this young man's played a wheel of a game on defense and offense.
Blocked a punt to boot.
Yep.
So New Lex takes it over on downs. Start at their 27. Quick pass to C.J. Ratliff. And not a lot there. A couple of yards on the play. And again, just trying to find something where they might be able to break it, Coach.
Well, they are. And, you know, John Glenn's defense just hasn't given them much tonight. You know, that opening run by Ratliff for the touchdown on the quarterback read. And since that time, I mean, the John Glenn defense has just been outstanding.
A couple of yards on the play, make it 2nd down and 8. The other thing that John Glenn does really well on the defensive side is they get their linemen and linebackers working hard to the football, and that's going to be knocked out. Did he catch it before it hit the ground?
They're going to call that a fumble.
Let's see what the call is. They're going to say
yes.
It is a reception and a fumble.
You know,
and it was Barkley coming up with it.
At the next level, that thing would have been run back 15 times, but I think this is a catch.
Yeah, that's a catch. He made a lot of luck because he made a couple of steps. As catching the football was Kellogg, and again, good defense. So give it a completion.
I bet if we'd have ran that back in super slow motion, that would have been called incomplete.
You think?
Yeah, I think on Saturday.
We don't disagree much, but I was close. Let me just say that.
It was close.
I may have to side with you reluctantly. Hand off to
nice
Emerson,
play.
and tell you what, New Lex defense still playing hard.
Yes, they are. Number 18 that time, Sean Pletcher was in there, and so was number 50.
Jacob Danielson. Loss on the play of 4 yards.
Jacob's playing that nose tackle spot right in the middle of the play. You know, when you play in there, no play ever goes away from you.
Emerson again, this time running room up the middle. He gets the loss back and some more after that. Down to about the 32, so a 12-yard pickup. And Pletcher is down for New Lex. They'll attend to him. And we will take a timeout while hopefully he gets things treated well. 10:27 to go in regulation in this one. And John Glenn leads it 33-6. So the player down was Sean Pletcher, and they had a leg injury. They carried him off the field. We hope he is back at it soon, because he has had a great game, and this one is a really fine player for the Panthers. Third down and about 3 to go for for a John Glenn first down, and it's Emerson with the football, but I don't think he got anything on it. Good defense by New Lex.
It looked like number 55 that time. Seth Burgess didn't make the hit, but he made penetration and forced that play where it wasn't supposed to go, and the rest of the Panther defense caught up with it.
So John Glenn going to go for it again on fourth down. Need right around 3 yards. Williams will throw in the flat. It's going to be intercepted.
Guess who?
And let's see. I think
it was number 3 that made that interception.
Let's see. Let's check.
No,
nope.
It's 4.
It was Connor Back, who's also had an excellent game tonight.
And we've called Connor back and Brady Hansen for some outstanding secondary play tonight. Kevin, we have seen some outstanding secondary play
my
tonight.
gosh.
Both sides of the ball. We have some of the best defensive backs we've seen all season. Well, Coach Board said that, and Coach Edwards told me he thought the skilled players were even in this game.
Williams going to little fake. He's going to try to throw it deep.
Nope.
Glob is back there. Does he grab it? He does. He's done about everything tonight. That's second interception of the night. First one went for a touchdown. This one he knocked to the ground as he made it.
This was to Brady Hansen, and Brady found himself playing defense when he's playing offense. He's trying to strip the ball from Glob and just couldn't get it done.
So Glob, his second interception of the night. John Glenn with 3 interceptions total.
It looked like that play just kind of was out past the range of Logan Ratliff's arm that time. That ball was underthrown, and that was a long way down the field for the young man to make that play.
Well, they had bracketed that receiver.
Yes, they did. I mean, that was great coverage, just like it's been all night.
Just tough to be able to beat that over the top. So under 10 minutes to play. Williams going to hand off to Wellmeyer. And my guess is going to be a long, methodical running drive right here.
Well,
3 yards on that pickup.
I'd say the interior linemen and the linebackers will have plenty of opportunities to make tackles here.
That's his 25th carry of the night. Emerson in motion. Wellmeyer. Good defense. In fact, he'll lose yardage.
I think Jacob Danielson just smothered that play from his nose tackle position.
He'll lose the 3 yards he gained in the previous play to make it 3rd down and 10.
Well, you know, what a great job the offensive line's done tonight for John Glenn. Blaze Baker, Charlie Frick, Logan Gilcher, Gary Hoffman, and Tough Zimba, my favorite person.
Great name, Tough Zimba.
My favorite name of the night. Well, what a great job they've done protecting the quarterback and opening running lanes. There's a nice play.
Williams to Reese Perkins. And that should be a 1st down.
You know, I really miss that from coaching. I can never see this play when I coach. I mean, it's a great angle to see.
Oh, it's perfect.
Man, oh, man.
12 yards on the pickup.
Perfect execution. I mean, you can see that all the way, you know, through Tom's tripod legs here for the cameraman.
Emerson in motion, and the handoff will go up the middle instead to Wellmeyer. And about 4 yards on that carry. And keep in mind, Wellmeyer's only a sophomore. So we're going to have a chance to call his name a couple of times before he's done.
Well, I think he's calling for the stunt man.
4 yards on that carry. That gets him to 129 yards on the night in 27 carries. 27 carries is a lot. You are getting it done. So 2nd down and 6.
Oh,
And
good
that's
stiff arm.
Emerson back there now. And he'll run it out over the 35-yard line. Another 1st down for the Muskies as he picks up 8.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a tackle for a loss by number 21, Christian Vance. And Emerson gave him a stiff arm, put a juke on somebody else, and picked up some good yardage.
You saw Reese Perkins out there putting his hands up this time on the block. He kind of ran that little interference block, and I mean interference in a positive way.
Yep.
So he just got in the way, put his hands up so he wasn't called for anything. And another 1st down for John Glenn. Barkley in motion.
Well, there's a pump fake and go.
Trying to go deep. Did he
I
get
think
a foot
he got
down?
a foot down.
They're going to say, no, he did not.
Oh, man. I mean,
He worked hard to get it down, but he might have hit with the other foot.
Well, he got a foot down. It must have been
Let's
on
see.
the stripe.
See if we've got it here. And nope.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good call.
Yep. Perfect call. And a flag is down.
Let's see. We're going to waiting. Holding. And they will take the penalty. So that incompletion wipe it off the board. 10-yard penalty. And mind everybody that we will.
Wow, that's a long penalty.
Yeah, the block must have occurred at the Coke machine in the lobby because that is way back there. On 1st down, intended for Reese Perkins over his head. So this is week 9. Week 10, we will be at Maysville High School as Tri-Valley trying to get into the playoffs. We'll be down there. Wow, they always treat us great down there in South Zanesville.
Oh, no doubt about it. It's a beautiful facility, too.
One of the great scoreboards in the league.
Yes, it is.
And great people. We really enjoy going down there. So our first chance to see that Panther squad. Throw down the sideline, a little back shoulder to Barkley.
I think that's out of bounds.
But he was out of bounds that time as well. And you're right, though. John Glenn, great names. And we always talk about Score Perkins. We know Blade Barkley and Tough Zemba. I think these dads have an idea of what they're going to be.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with the new Lexington secondary on those last 2 plays. They've had pump fakes from the quarterback and head fakes from the receivers, and they have not been on any of them. That time, number 10, Will Stinson, stayed right with his man, did an excellent job.
So 3rd down and very long. Got a 25 yards to go for a first down, and it'll be Wellmeyer. And he may have lost a yard.
Great execution by the Panther defense that time. They blitzed the linebacker on the inside and almost anticipated the screen play. Great job that time by the Panther defense.
Getting in there that's Logan Ratliff. Called his name a few times on the other side of the football. So looking to punt it away is Emerson. Pace has slowed down here a little bit after John Glenn scoring 2 touchdowns in this second half. C.J. Ratliff with the football, and he'll stiff arm, get some more out of it into John Glenn territory and more, all the way down inside the 40-yard line.
You got to love that if you're the coaching staff for New Lexington. I mean, you're down 33-6. It's 4th quarter, and your kids are still playing hard. You're still trying to score on punt returns. That's a great attitude and great effort by the Panthers.
It was Dylan Milstead who finally stopped his progress at the 38-yard line. You know, New Lexington would like to get on the board again. Vance to the right of Logan Ratliff in the backfield, and it'll be Vance with the football. Nice run up the middle. Brought down by Josh Connor, but a good gain on first down to the 31-yard line, 7-yard pickup.
You know, Vance doesn't have the stats that his counterpart Wellmeyer has. He's worked just as hard.
He has. Now 51 yards and 18 carries, but they have been tough yards up the middle. Vance close to a first down. Josh Perkins was grabbing him from behind, and it is a first down. So New Lex continues to drive now inside the 30-yard line. Ratliff calls his own number, heads up the middle, and not a lot there.
Not that time.
Yeah, no gain on that. Keep in mind, his first rush of the night went 55 yards for a touchdown, the lone score so far for the New Lexington Panthers.
Anthony Perkins stepped up and made that stop. Nice play.
This time Vance will line up behind Logan Ratliff in the pistol. He'll get the handoff hit right away and maybe lost a half yard. Well, he is going to be one tired guy tomorrow.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, Vance.
Well, you know, John Glenn has been able to sub Emerson in for Wellmeyer at times.
Right.
And not lose much production at all. But Vance has carried the load almost the entire night.
Ratliff's throw over the middle, complete. Barkley on the hit as C.J. Ratliff catches it down at the 20, we'll call it the 22-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play.
Blade Barkley played that perfectly. Let the guy catches the ball, but don't let him take another step. No yards after the catch. Nice tackle by Barkley.
Going to be 4th down, and somebody moved. 4th down and about 5, and it's going to be against John Glenn. That'll get him close to a first down. 6 catches on the night for C.J. Ratliff. So down, it is a first down at the 18-yard line. New Lex continues to drive inside 4 minutes to go in this one. Ratliff looks right, throws right. He's got a receiver and catch down at the 10-yard line.
That Toth?
It is his first catch of the night.
That ball was fired in there.
Yes, it was.
Bam, that was a bullet.
And it'll get 7 yards on the play. Ratliff going to keep it himself.
ball's popped out. See if they rule if he was down.
And he's going to, looks like it is New Lexington's ball.
Yep.
They'll get a couple of yards on the play, make it 3rd down and a yard to go.
John Glenn's defense has been here before and turned the Panthers away.
And they're not going to get a first down on that one.
Not even close. They're going to lose a yard on that one, maybe more.
John Glenn's defense definitely keying that way, and it was a yard to go, and now we'll call it a loss of 1, make it a long 2 to get a first down.
You know your defense is doing a great job when they threw a back for a loss on just a straight-ahead dive play. I mean, that wasn't something that went to the outside or anything. I mean, that was just a straight-on attack, and they beat the Panthers to the point of attack. Oh, big blitz coming.
Looking to
look
throw
out,
it.
Look
Ratliff,
out.
And he'll throw it in the end zone, and it's picked off. Barkley thought about staying in the end zone. Now he'll bring it out. Get out to about the 14. 4th interception of the night for the Muskies secondary. And again, New Lex knocking at the door, and John Glenn will keep him at bay. 2:10 to go.
Great effort tonight by the John Glenn's defense in the red zone. I mean, inside that 5-yard line, they've been tough. I mean, just beyond tough. They've just slammed the door shut.
Barkley's had a nice game tonight as well. They just got so many guys with speed on this John Glenn side.
We know first play of the game, the Panthers scored, right?
Right, 55-yard run.
And they haven't scored since.
Handoff up the middle. That's Wellmeyer. He continues to add to his total. And he'll pick up 9 yards there. He's got 138 yards on the night.
Well, I think John Glenn's going to run as few plays as they need to here. Clock's winding down. 139 and running.
But Wellmeyer's been the workhorse tonight.
Been a well-focused, disciplined game tonight by John Glenn. Coach Matt Edwards told me that before the game. They were very focused on tonight's game. And, boy, he has a good assessment of his team.
He does. And we're going to a first down, pick up on the play of a couple. And just enough for the first down. Next week, as we mentioned, Coach, Tri-Valley travels to Maysville. Note the little earlier start time for our replay at 10 o'clock a week from today. I say a week from when it's showing.
I think that'll be a good game.
I think it'd be a great game. So, Wellmeyer, they will not have to, with the first down, they don't have to do anything else. Wellmeyer will finish tonight with 140 yards and 29 carries. And Williams throwing the football, 15 of 25 for 221 yards. Did have a couple of interceptions.
You know, whenever your quarterback has over 200 yards and you have a running back with over 100, that's a good offensive night, no doubt about it.
Yeah, they're just going to be 10 yards shy of 400 total yards.
Boy, you get the feeling that John Glenn's team is peaking at the exact right time of the year.
They were impressive last week in the come-from-behind win. They scored 17 straight to beat Tri-Valley on the road. Tonight, they give up a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage in the ball game, and then come back and score 33 straight. So I think you said it better than I when you said they are peaking at the right time. Well, that's going to do it for us. New Lexington, though, I will say this. So many underclassmen. New Lexington fans have to be pleased with their effort this season. They'll fall for the 4th time, but they played throughout this ball game. That will pay off rich dividends before the careers of those underclassmen are over.
Well, it's not like New Lex is without football tradition. I mean, they have a great football tradition down there, have had great teams, and I believe with Kevin Board, they will again.
No doubt about it. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. John Glenn, as we said, gave up a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage in this one, then reeled off 33 straight to get the win here at home. In week 9, it is 33-0 John Glenn over New Lexington. For my broadcast partner, as always, the coach, Doug Clifford, I'm Kevin Rouch. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Brian. It was an exciting game here tonight. Coach, 33-6, John Glenn gets the win. They gave up 6 points on the opening drive, a long touchdown run. I know we have that to start things. Here it is. That's Logan Ratliff going all the way down the field, 55 yards, and you thought, wow, John Glenn might face some trouble in this, but they were able to fire right back.
Oh, a nice drive, capped off with Wellmeyer going into the end zone for the first of his touchdowns tonight.
And he ended up with over 130 yards on the night. That's Emerson getting into the end zone next. That put John Glenn into a 1-score lead. And then it was Wellmeyer, that time 35 yards out just before the half, and it made it 20-6 at halftime. Glob picks off the pass from Logan Ratliff, goes 32 yards for the score. He's not done, however.
No, he's not.
He'll come back here on the reception. And, Coach, you thought there's no way he's going to throw to him there.
No way he's going to throw it. No way he was going to get between those two defenders, but he did.
And so Glob, a couple of touchdowns. That sealed it out, 33-6. We were talking that John Glenn has a chance to get a league title for the first time since 1980.
Wow.
This was one of 2 steps to do that.
Well, they have to win out, and I'm sure they'll be fired up next week. Coach Edwards said they were focused on week 9. I'm sure they'll be just as focused in week 10.
New Lex played throughout as hard as we've seen a team play all year. A lot of youngsters are going to be good down the road for them. Both teams with week 10 coming up. 33-6 is our final here in New Concord. John Glenn over New Lexington. Back to Friday Night Blitz.